and those belonging to the hospital.
Yeah.
You're interested in the latter. Well, those in 1625, over up to 1630, thereabouts, those were held jointly with the cathedral. Right? And there was a division, an amicable division. Well, those were the funds that kept the hospital going. Those and other donations. There were other donations which kept the place going. No one told me what they do with them now. Presumably after 1990.
Any other questions, please? Or interest? Yes.
Of this hospital between maybe 1980s to 19. He was superintendent of the hospital pre-war. Houses in the 1920s, superintendent of the house. Boarded next door after maybe 17 or 18 years.
Thank you very much. To be incorporated in a later.
Yes.
Somebody, Adrian, mentioned something else.
Can you please repeat it? Because this lady, her father or grandfather was Arturo Castello, was superintendent of this hospital in the pre-war years. Okay. Remember that this remained a hospital until the early 1970s. So it was still functioning. Basically, I was already at that time. So the house is next door and was attached to the hospital. The family, Cassel family, lived next door, and Dr. Arturo Cassel, the superintendent of this hospital, Second World War. My mother was actually a child, she wasn't born here. My aunt was actually born in the house attached to the hospital, Cassel family. That hospital staff usually stayed within the precincts they were allowed to stay, they were given residence either near or within the hospital itself. So they would have the surgeons, even the care, the pharmacist living in this building as well. All right? Yes. Anything else, please? Anyone else? It is.
Thank you for a very interesting talk, Professor Fiorini. Amongst the conditions you mentioned that were being treated here was mental illness, mental patients. Do we have any documentation as to what sort of treatments were prescribed for mental illness at the time?
I think the solution was exile. Exile from the island. 16th century. And so until the person could be exiled, he was sent to Birgu in some ditch, and the hospital took care of it. For later things, I suggest you look up Dr. Paul Cassar, medical history of Malta. I'm sure there's more information there.
I'm just curious about the organization of the hospital, which seems to be quite advanced, about 15th century. Are there any comparisons with other hospitals that were not, did not bear the name of Santo, Spirito, non-Catholic hospitals?
I'm sure there is information on the continent, but I haven't indulged in that kind of study.
I just wondered if there were,
I'm sure
if there were some studies. I'm sure there must be. I'm just curious because I'm impressed by the organization, the divisions of the beds, and yeah, organisation of it. I'm interested because my husband is a psychiatrist, and well, I think he would have been impressed. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today. But anyway, it is really interesting. Thanks.
Sorry, I don't have the details. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But this is what research is for. This is what archives are for, no? Historical research. So
We leave it to younger researchers. We leave it to younger researchers.
Exactly. And nowadays it's even more. Remember that just a few years back, historical research was based on a historian or researcher camping within the precincts of archives. There were no digitalizations and so on. So basically you needed, if you were going for detailed research, as Professor Fiorini has actually done, you needed to go to the archives and basically spend hours trying to find documents. And we've prepared a small exhibition of documents regarding Spirito, which you can see in the room behind this chapel. Okay, and this exhibition has been put up by our committee members, and it also shows the links we have also with other archives in Malta, because we managed to get a copy even of a document from the Metropolitan Cathedral Archives. Okay, so that would be something. And they refer to the 19th century, so they add on to the information that Professor Fiorini actually gave us today. Anything else before we move on, please? Thank you very much for attending, first of all. Thank you, Professor Fiorini. 600 years of community service to our community, to the Maltese community. Basically is a very good name, because this place is still giving a service to all of us as Maltese citizens. We can all come here and research for free within the National Archives. We would like to thank you by actually presenting you with a few of our publications. Basically you have the history, the journal, review, which members and also our latest publication, 25/4/25. These publications are available at the back of the chapel, and basically I would like to remind you that our next activity is going to be the book fair, book sale, which is going to be held within this area, in the chapel itself and in the room at the back. And basically we have new books and even second-hand books, but it's going to be a book fair with a difference, because on the 3 days we're going to have interventions by 3 historians. One of them is Dr. Gerald Bugeria, about Pauline, St. Paul's cult, for example. And please follow us as regards our activities on our Facebook page. It would be even better, and you would be alerted even more if you became members of the Friends of the National Archives, and because obviously you receive direct alerts and emails on your email address. So thank you very much for attending and for your great support. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you during our other events that we'll be organizing. Thank you so much.